Okay. Let us discuss today's important news. SIPRI report. SIPRI reports are very important. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. SIPRI regularly releases reports with respect to arms, arms imports and topmost importers and exporters and country-wise arm piles. India second largest arms importer after Ukraine, says SIPRI report. After Ukraine, India is the second largest arms importer. India's reliance on Russia declines with respect to arms, and India is diversifying its arms procurements. From being the topper, India has emerged as the world's second largest arms importer in 2024, with an 8.3% share of global imports, according to SIPRI, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, showing a clear signal that India is heavily diversifying. India's dependence on Russia have come down in favor of US, France, Israel, etc. Now, we are diversifying our defense friends, defense partners. We are not just relying on Russia, we are also focusing on America, France, Israel, etc. Replacing India as a topmost importer. Earlier, India is the topmost importer. Now, Ukraine is the topmost arms importer. India is the second top arms importer, second biggest arms importer. The report, the SIPRI report shows that Indian arms imports decreased by 9.3% between 2015 to 2019 and 2020 to 2024, partly because India's ability to design and produce its own weapons, and India is trying to be less reliant on imports. I can tell you one thing. India, Make in India in defense. India is focusing on Make in India in defense. Now India is exporting defense products. And India is also having large partnerships with private companies in defense. So this is very important. SIPRI report is very important for our exam. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute identified 162 importer countries of major arms in 2020-2024, with countries in Asia and Oceania accounting for 33% of all imports, arms imports. So Asia and Oceania, 33% of imports, Europe 28% of imports, Middle East 27% of imports, America 6.2%, Africa with 4.5% of arms imports. The top 5 arms importers are Ukraine number 1, number 2 India, number 3 Qatar, number 4 Saudi Arabia, and number 5 Pakistan. All the top 5 accounted for 33% of global arms purchases during the last 4-5 years period. So 35% of arms are being imported by 5 countries: Ukraine, India, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan. Ukraine became the world's largest arms importer, accounting for 8.8% of global arms imports. And India is trying to manufacture its own weapons locally, and we are trying to substitute our exports with our local manufacturing. America, France, Russia, China, and Germany, they are the world's largest arms exporters. This is very important. Next important news that is coming up from New Zealand. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is going to visit India, is coming to India from March 16th to March 20th. Prime Minister of New Zealand Christopher Luxon will pay an official visit to India from March 16th to March 20th at an invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. This will be the first visit to India by the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Mr. Luxon, in his current capacity. He will visit New Delhi and Mumbai before returning to Wellington on March 20th. So he is going to visit New Delhi and also Mumbai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and New Zealand Prime Minister had met on sidelines of ASEAN-India Summit in Laos in October 2024. During his visit, Prime Minister Luxon will hold talks with Prime Minister Modi covering various aspects of India-New Zealand relations. Prime Minister of India will host a lunch in honor of New Zealand Prime Minister. And India-New Zealand relations, they are very close, and also they share a lot of commonalities also. Particularly, we are going to have collaborations in economics, trade, education, culture, innovation, etc. So we are going to see new cultural cooperation between India and New Zealand, and they are bound together with the commitment of democracy, freedom, and rule of law. Let's hope India and New Zealand will have a new and recon relationship in the near future. Coming back, there's a buzz around Lalit Modi. Lalit Modi, who was the man behind IPL in India, he was alleged with corruption, money laundering, and other charges. And now he escaped from India almost 15 years back. He is trying to get Vanuatu citizenship. It's very easy to get the citizenship in Vanuatu as it is a tax haven. And by filing simple formalities, by investing 1 crore rupees, you can get any person can get citizenship in Vanuatu. Vanuatu, most of the people they love to get settled down in Vanuatu because it's a country where taxes are almost nil. So Mr. Lalit Modi tried to actually get the citizenship of Vanuatu, but Vanuatu Prime Minister Jotham Naphat says acquiring citizenship to the country should not be an attempt to avoid extradition. Vanuatu Prime Minister Jotham Naphat has directed the Citizenship Commission of Vanuatu to cancel the Vanuatu passport issued to Lalit Modi. I have instructed the Citizenship Commission of Vanuatu to immediately begin proceedings to cancel Mr. Lalit Modi's Vanuatu passport. And the Prime Minister of Vanuatu also said that he was made aware in the past 24 hours that the Interpol, the international police, twice rejected Indian authorities' request to issue an alert notice on Lalit Modi due to lack of judicial evidence. And Indian Premier League founder Mr. Lalit Modi applied to the Indian High Commission in London to cancel his Indian citizenship as he is going to acquire the citizenship of Vanuatu. Mr. Lalit Modi is living in London more than a decade after India demanded his extradition from London, but his extradition have not yet done. Next interesting news that is coming up. The Union Health Ministry said cricket players who are the role models to the youth of India should not be directly or indirectly connected to any form of tobacco or alcohol. In a letter to IPL chairman Arun Dhumal, the health ministry officials said that the cricket players particularly who are the role models of the youth of India should not be directly or indirectly connected to any form of tobacco or alcohol advertisements. The Union Health Ministry has instructed the Indian Premier League to ban all forms of tobacco and alcohol promotions, including surrogate advertisements, during the tournament beginning from March 22, 2025. In a letter to IPL chairman Arun Dhumal, all the important authorities have directed them not to show any advertisement with respect to tobacco or alcohol. The sale of tobacco, alcohol products in all affiliated events and sports facilities should be discouraged. And sports persons should also discourage the promotions of alcohol and tobacco products. Majority of the Indian population is glued to television sets when the IPL is on, making the tournament a darling of advertisers. So advertisers should ban these things. As you all know, India is experiencing a lot of significant burden of non-communicable diseases, cardiovascular diseases, cancer, chronic lung diseases, diabetes, hypertension, which accounts to more than 70% of the deaths annually in India. So we need to ban, we need to discourage tobacco and alcohol immediately. That was a response given by the Health Ministry. Next interesting news with respect to our food security. India achieves milestone, produces record wheat, maize and rice in 2024-2025. India has set new benchmarks in agriculture output with record-breaking production of rice, wheat and maize during 2024-2025 Kharif season. As per the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, India has produced Kharif food grains to the tune of 1,663.91 lakh tons and Rabi food grains at the tune of 1,645 lakh tons. So, India's Kharif production and Rabi production was the top. Particularly, we are doing good in rice, wheat, maize, and we are also doing good right now in millets also. So, our production got increased. If you observe, India has 3 cropping seasons: summer, Kharif and Rabi. Kharif crops sown during June, July are dependent on monsoon rains and harvested in October, November. Rabi crops sown in October, November are harvested from January, depending on their maturity. Summer crops are produced between Rabi and Kharif. Generally, states will never have their own satellites in India. Assam to have its own satellite. Talks with ISRO is on. The Assam state government announced that it has plans to launch its own satellite called Assam Sat, aiming to strengthen data access for key socio-economic initiatives and enhance border surveillance. So, for socio-economic initiatives and enhance border surveillance, Assam is going to have its own satellite called Assam Sat. The announcement was made by Assam Finance Minister while tabling the budget for the financial year 2025-2026. This satellite, that is Assam Sat, can help providing dedicated services for agriculture, disaster management, infrastructure development, and security border management and police operations. According to the Assam state government, the satellite will set up in collaboration with INSPACE, Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, which provides private investments and innovation in space sector and also supports ISRO's collaborations. In collaboration with INSPACE of the Department of Space Government of India, Assam government is set up its own satellite called Assam Sat to ensure a continuous, reliable flow of data for implementation of socio-economic perspectives. Next important news. INS Tarkash assists Iranian dhow in Indian Ocean rescue mission. The Indian Navy's warship INS Tarkash successfully conducted a rescue mission in the Indian Ocean, assisting an Iranian dhow and its distressed crew near the Somali coast. The Iranian vessel had issued a distress call after facing a critical shortage of drinking water and sustained injuries to one of its crew members due to severe weather conditions. Responding swiftly, very fastly, the crew of INS Tarkash repaired the Iranian's ship and its defective reverse osmosis plant, restoring its drinking water supply. Additionally, the warship's medical team, that is INS Tarkash medical team, have provided immediate first aid to the injured sailor. This is very important. So, INS Tarkash is in news. INS Tarkash is a second Talwar class frigate constructed by the Indian Navy. INS Tarkash is a part of second batch of Talwar class frigates ordered by the Indian Navy. And INS Tarkash is very, very crucial for our exam also because it is in news. And coming to the other interesting news from YouTube. YouTube removes 9 million videos for violation of its rules. India sees the top most removals from the YouTube. YouTube have removed nearly 9.5 million videos in October and December 2024. Notably, India has the highest number of removals with almost 3 million videos. So, 1/3 of the videos removed by the YouTube belongs to India. Out of 9 million videos, 3 million videos belong to India. YouTube has strict rules and does not allow hate speech, violence, harassment, or fake information to thrive. The platform uses AI technology and human viewers to find and delete harmful content. YouTube system catches bad videos before they get too many views. YouTube system catches bad videos before they get many views. Coming to important news with respect to railways. Railway Board Amendment Bill that is coming up. Railway Board Amendment Bill. Parliament passes Railway Amendment Bill 2024. Parliament have passed Railway Amendment Bill 2024 replacing Railway Board Act 1905. Replacing Railway Board Act 1905. The new bill is going to ensure more autonomy to the Railway Board. Still, the appointments will be done by the government. The bill seeks to amend Railway Act 1989. Earlier, the first act is 1905, the second act is 1989. The bill seeks to amend the Railway Act of 1989 and it is intended to enhance the powers of Railway Board and enhancing the functioning and independence of the Railway Board. The government's intention behind bringing the bill was to do away with technical tangles of two separate but overlapping legislations governing the Indian Railways. One is repeal of Indian Railway Board Act of 1905 and the second is amending the Railway Act of 1989. Qualifications, experience and terms of service for the chairman and members is also mentioned in the new railway bill, and streamlining the legal provisions with respect to railways and administrative integration with respect to the railways. So new railway bill is coming up, and it is replacing Railway Board Act and Railways Act of 1989. Both the things are very, very important. Coming to the news from Hindu paper, coming to the important news from Hindu paper, Mark Carney set to replace Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister of Canada. Former central banker in Canada, Mark Carney, will become the Canada's next Prime Minister after the Liberal Party elected him as its leader on Sunday, that is on March 9th. Mr. Mark Carney is taking charge at a time when the country deals with US President Donald Trump's trade war and annexation threat, and federal elections are coming up in Canada. In Canada, they are going to see elections in the month of October, most probably. Mr. Mark Carney replaces Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who announced his resignation in January, but will remain in post until the successor is sworn in. Mr. Carney won by a landslide, winning 85.9% of the votes. Mr. Carney, within his party, got 85.9% votes. Mr. Trump, now Carney said, Mr. Trump, as we know, has put unjustified tariffs and how we make a living. He is attacking Canadian families, workers and businesses. We cannot let him succeed and we won't, said by Mark Carney. There's a case in Telangana with respect to honor killing 6 years back, Amruta Pranay case, where a daughter married without the permission of the father, and father have taken revenge on son-in-law, butchered almost son-in-law with the help of some Supari killers. And finally, a special court in Nalgonda have given judgment. A special court of Nalgonda pronounced a death sentence to second accused Subhash Kumar Sharma in hate killing of a Dalit youngster, Mr. Pranay, reported in 2018, while 6 other accused were awarded life imprisonment. The Special Sessions Judge for Trial for SC/ST Act observed that the offence committed by Sharma came under the rarest of the rare cases. Pranay, belonging to SC Mala community, fell in love with Amruta, the daughter of a businessman T. Maruti Rao of the Vaishya community, and married her against the father's wishes. Maruti Rao was the prime accused in the case, but Maruti Rao already committed suicide. Okay. Pranay and Amruta got married on January 31st, 2018. According to the nearly 1600-page charge sheet filed by the police, Maruti Rao was upset over his daughter's marrying a man from a lower community and decided to take a vengeance against Pranay. As per police records, he struck a deal with Subhash Kumar Sharma from Bihar, offering him 1 crore rupees to eliminate Pranay through Muhammad Azza Ali, Muhammad Abdul Bari, Muhammad Abdul Karim, all from Nalgonda. The 8th accused was Nizam, an auto rickshaw driver from Nalgonda. Nizam accompanied Sharma in the execution of murder. They lay in wait behind an ambulance as Pranay came out of the hospital where pregnant Amruta has medical checkup on September 14, 2018, and Pranay was almost butchered. The statements of eyewitnesses Amruta and Premalata added strength to the scientific evidence. Telangana facing a low birth weight epidemic. Telangana is grappling with a low birth weight epidemic, a crisis that places children at a severe disadvantage from the moment they are born. Some babies, even they are taking birth with 1.5 kg weight. At least minimum 2.5 to 3 kgs is good. But unfortunately, speaking at the 5th annual day celebrations of AIMS, doctors are telling that childhood malnutrition and stunting in the state, despite overall economic progress, we can observe childhood malnutrition and stunting in Telangana state. 1 out of 3 children under 5 in Telangana is stunted. 1 out of 3 children under 5 in Telangana are stunted. There is a significant burden of malnutrition. Worse still, severe acute malnutrition is prevalent even among the infants under 6 months in Telangana. So even for 6 months babies, neonatal babies also, there is a lot of malnutrition in Telangana. And Telangana, with respect to sustainable development goals, particularly with respect to malnutrition, stunting and other things, it is not doing that good. So low birth weight is a major epidemic in Telangana, said by doctors.